Hello guys and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Hit that like button if you're here. There is breaking news about Eze to Arsenal. Of course, everyone is talking about Alexander Isak. We did a lot of streams and a lot of videos about that as well. But there is breaking news from the Arsenal camp and the Arsenal journalists and Fabrizio Romano himself about a bid incoming for Arsenal to sign Eze, and also where do Arsenal see Eze next season and how is he going to compete for the position. But before we go on, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, of course, if you're new here, get us to 40K as soon as possible, leave a comment underneath, and let's actually talk about it. Ben Jacobs have said that Arsenal believe that 55 million bid will be enough. There is a lot of people that have spoken about this 68 million pound release clause for Eze for Crystal Palace. But apparently Arsenal don't want to pay that much because they know that the player wants to leave and they think that the valuation is too high for that release clause. But there is another thing before we talk about the 55 million bid and is he worth that or not. Arsenal, as reported by Ben Jacobs, who said that on many streams, that they see Eze as a number 10. Currently, Arsenal in the forward line, they have Madueke, Saka on the right side, Martinelli and Trossard on the left, Havertz, Jesus, and Gyökeres up top. Arsenal still looking for a left winger, but they see Eze as a number 10. Does that mean that he's going to compete with Martin Odegaard? There are a lot of people that have this doubt about Martin Odegaard next season. What I say about how he will actually play as a number 10 next season. How is he going to play about with that place with Zubamendi and Declan Rice? I think Eze provides a spark for Arsenal. Still, Arsenal need a left winger, and Eze can cover both. But what is reported is that currently, as it stands, and we're going to say that again, Arsenal are only looking to add one attacking player, which will be Eze. He is going to compete with Odegaard. I'm saying, which is a lot of you guys disagree with me, some of the people disagree with me, that I think Martin Odegaard needs a push. He needs someone to compete for his place. He's too comfortable in the number 10. Martin Odegaard, in my opinion. I'm worried about the Arsenal midfield. Of course, Zubamendi should push Martin Odegaard to play a little bit higher on the pitch. But I believe that probably Martin Odegaard now has turned into a system player, a player that doesn't think outside the box. Eze does this for you. Eze is someone who comes in off the bench or starting. He provides something that is not the ordinary. He does something that maybe is not within the system. He provides that spark that a lot of midfielders and a lot of midfields need in the league to win the league. Arsenal have a problem. We watched him against Tottenham Hotspur, even though it was a friendly, against low blocks. And maybe someone like Eze can do that for them. The left winger thing is like he can play as a left winger. I believe as a left winger, he's better than Martinelli and Trossard, in my opinion. Trossard picked up an injury in the last game. And I still believe that Arsenal should target the left winger. Eze might be enough to cover that left side and the midfield. That is assuming that Martin Odegaard and that midfield is going to go back to their best, creating chances. Of course, with Martin Zubamendi, who I believe I said that releases Martin Odegaard from the duties of dropping deep and getting the ball from the defense and passing it left and right. Eze can cover both, can cover the attacking midfielder and the left winger. But what if Martin Odegaard is not playing well and Martinelli and Trossard are doing the same as last season, which puts all the pressure on Bukayo Saka? This is why I think there is a room for improvement for Arsenal. And by the way, I'm telling you from now, that Rodrygo saga, and that is my opinion, is not over. And I'm going to show you why. Arsenal might be looking to offload Trossard and Gabriel Jesus as is reported. But before I go on, this 55 million that Arsenal are talking about, I actually believe that they can get the deal done and they can get him across the line. It's also Fabrizio Romano have said, and let me show you what he said on that Eze deal. Let's hear what Fabrizio said and actually comment on it.
Because in the next 24 hours, the release clause of Eberechi Eze will expire. So basically, Arsenal from today on can't go pay the clause and get the player. It will take a negotiation with Crystal Palace. According to my sources, this negotiation, club to club, has not started yet. In the last 3 days, someone said the negotiation started. I'm told that the negotiation, club to club, has not started yet. But sources at Crystal Palace expect Arsenal to arrive for Eberechi Eze. Why? Because Arsenal have been in contact for months now with the agents of Eze, because Eze is very appreciated by Arsenal, because Arsenal still want to add a player if they will have the opportunity to, and Eze is their favorite because they spoke to the player several times and the player is also very keen on a move. So Palace expect Arsenal to arrive. Let's see when, let's see how this conversation will go, let's see financially what they can do, but now the close has 24 hours. Then the story is going to be over in the next hours, basically, for Eberechi Eze in terms of the release close. It's going to be over for the close, not for Arsenal.
That is very important what I said here, that I think actually Arsenal are waiting for the release clause to expire so they can start negotiating and maybe get the player price down. I believe 68 million was okay for Eze. Maybe less than this in terms of like the payment structure and all this stuff. I believe that Eze is what Arsenal want. That is again my opinion. And as is reported again that they see him as a 10. They don't see him as a left winger, which is a key word here. They don't see him as a left winger. They want Eze to provide that spark in the midfield. Will Arsenal go now and sign a left winger? They must. There are the news that they are looking to sell Gabriel Jesus in the last month of this window. That will free what? 250k a week that Gabriel Jesus makes. Who can make that much is one player that everyone wants. Of course, it's Rodrygo. You know, like, for me, for footy judgment, I believe that Arsenal should get Rodrygo or a left winger in Leao or something, and Eze as well. To be able to compete with Liverpool, they are now on the verge of getting Isak. So Liverpool might get Isak, they have Ekitike, they have Salah, they have Wirtz, they have McAllister. They have basically an armory to go next season in attack. Arsenal, the left winger, if they get Rodrygo, which is reported again that Rodrygo did not want to leave Real Madrid early, but now things have changed in the last few weeks and the player wants to move to the Premier League. There is nobody in for him. Man City said they have concluded their window. Liverpool, if they put all their money on Isak and they get Guehi, probably it's not going to be a bid for Rodrygo for like 80, 100 million euros. If that is the price. And Rodrygo, that people that say that he's demanding 300k, I'm just telling you that nobody's paying him that much. It's either he stays on the bench for Real Madrid or someone else comes for him and offer him 200, 250k, which that is paired with the Gabriel Jesus news that Arsenal are looking to sell him. Now maybe that frees that side for someone like Gabriel Rodrygo, of course. There is the Trossard news that he's about to leave. I believe that Arsenal should sell Martinelli completely and maybe leave Trossard as a backup. Martinelli, they can get some money for him today. If they get a left winger and Martinelli is not performing good next season because he's a backup or even he's a starter, I think that is one of the problems with Arsenal. They hold on to the players too much. And I believe that maybe today is the right time to sell Martinelli and move on. Maybe that is he hit his ceiling. If he doesn't have a good season next season, you're not going to be able to sell him for 20, 30 million. Arsenal are not a team to sell their players for big money. So that's why, that is my opinion. I believe they should actually move on from Martinelli and get Rodrygo. The Eze news is very positive for Arsenal if you're an Arsenal fan, but you still are lacking a left winger that will change the game for you. As an Arsenal fan, you think, if you want to think that, yeah, Martinelli can hit the numbers he hit 2 seasons ago, I think that is far-fetched. Now he has had 2 seasons where he was very, very underwhelming for Arsenal. So you look at this now and you're thinking maybe Arsenal should fork the money. Maybe the Kroenkes should literally fork the money a little bit and sign someone like Rodrygo and sell Martinelli. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Hit that like button, guys, if you are here. And let me know if Arsenal can compete with Liverpool if they only get Eze, or it must be Eze and a left winger. Regardless of the left winger, Rodrygo, Leao, whatever you want. Just let me know in the comment section, guys. And hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.